All right, we are ready to start now. Let's open.
I see that
Let it open. Let's compress it.
but we need to focus.
Cameraman. No, you can sit. So that I'll start. Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Ravi. I am the Sergeant at Arms for today's meeting. As an SIA, my role is to ensure that meeting runs smoothly and efficiently. To do so, we have 3 ground rules to follow. Rule number 1. Please keep all your noise-making devices in silent mode. First, take out your mobiles. Countdown starts 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. Rule number 2. Refrain yourself talking about controversial subjects such as sex, religion, and politics. Rule number 3. When speaker is on the stage, please stop moving here and there, or especially avoid cross talking. If you want to do so, you can do it when speaker is not speaking. These are the 3 ground rules. Mission of our Postmaster is to provide supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop their communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Now today, we have a super theme. Before I go to the theme, morning, when I was coming from my home to this place, I was coming in bike. In front of me, there was one KSRTC bus. It was coming like supersonic speed. You know what? If you go and sit in the bus, you will reach before 10 o'clock. I think next time you all should come by KSRTC bus. I was also super impressed. I was riding my bike super fast, super speed behind the bus. Very near. 2D signal came. I stopped. Bus also stopped. It was in front of me and I was there. There was one message, one quote, which got my attention from the bus behind. Observe next time when you go. Please wear seat belt. With image it was there. I was thinking, when KSRTC was introduced of seat belt, definitely KSRTC doesn't have seat belt, including driver. Whenever I get into the KSRTC bus, I always stand like this one. There was no seat itself. Then why this guy is promoting seat belt? And then I was keep on thinking that I realized that even I am not wearing seat belt because I was in bike. Did I wear my belt? Okay, at least I'm safe. Then I lifted my eyes little bit. There was 3 superstars plus one also recently added. Shah Rukh Khan, Salman Khan, Akshay Kumar. Like this pose. What they are promoting? Women, pan masala. Why they are promoting it? They can promote anything. But what we do? We trust. We trust them. We trust KSRTC. It can definitely make us to reach our destination on time. Sometimes. We trust our heroes. Whatever they say, we believe. How to get that confidence? How to get that influence is the one called as personal branding. If you have that personal branding, people will trust you. If you don't have that, no one will trust you. Even if you promote alcohol. So that's the reason we all should learn this personal branding skill. How to learn that? I have some tips. But I am not going to reveal them. I leave it to you. Now, I'm going to call upon the stage our personal brand. Who is our personal brand? Our president, our tall, strong man, who likes running, reading, everything. And she is going to tell us how to build personal brand. Before that, she has to open our meeting. Let's call upon the stage our president.
Welcome one and all for our 309th Toastmasters meeting today. Now, if I had studied personal branding a little better, I would have known not to turn around when I'm looking at the meeting number. But that's alright. Today's meeting is also for me to learn. And on this occasion of personal branding, I I wanted to share a story that I talked to some people about just yesterday. So I have an uncle and he has a farm. On this farm, he has drumstick trees. And so 10 years ago, he had this bright idea that drumstick leaves are very healthy and very effective and they use in chutneys. So he was like, I will do one thing. I will make so that you can eat drumstick leaves in the city. I'll make it into I'll get a nice dehydration machine and make a nice powder and I'll send it. And I'll start selling it in stores. He was selling it for 50 rupees. And he was like, good business. First time I'm starting, it's nice drumstick powder, you can take it anywhere. Very nice. 5 years ago, I met him at a family reunion. He doesn't sell drumstick powder anymore. He sells moringa powder. Moringa is a cut above. Now it has health benefits. Now it's become very cosmopolitan global brand. And he's selling this moringa powder. I bought one package from him for 200 rupees. And now then I thought, wow, he's learned so much personal branding, and this personal branding really took him from 50 to 200. I met him yesterday. He doesn't sell moringa powder anymore. He sells gastronomical cooking experiences where he teaches you to take vegetable powders, and then he takes classes and he teaches you how to cook with these powders. And he sells them for 2,000 rupees. That is the power of personal branding. It takes you from a 50 rupees product to a 2,000 rupees product. And so, in today's class, we will be learning how to take ourselves from 50 rupees products to 2,000 rupees products. So, with that, I would like to announce the 309th Toastmasters meeting as commenced. And so, on that happy note, I would like to call upon our TMOD, who has read something wonderful for us today.
Thank you. Thank you, President, for that wonderful opening remarks. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Once again, I welcome you all for today's wonderful meeting. For the benefit of the guests and new members, let me talk about Toastmasters International. Toastmasters International is a non-profit education organization that focuses on enhancing public speaking and networking skills or leadership skills through worldwide network of clubs. How many clubs are there worldwide under Toastmasters International? Sorry?
20,000.
No, we are not reached there yet.
2,000.
No? Any other guesses?
50,000.
Very close. So we are on 14,000 plus clubs worldwide. How many members are there as part of Toastmasters International?
1,40,000.
No?
3 lakh.
Sorry?
3 lakh.
We were about to reach there, but we have not reached 3 lakhs. So we are about 270,000 members. So spread across 140 plus countries. Founded by a visionary leader. Who is that? Charles Spelling. Which year?
It was 2024.
1924. Yeah. So that's about Toastmasters International. So what is the hierarchy of the Toastmasters International? Anybody want to guess?
What is it?
Hierarchy. So we are at a club, right, at the ground level. So we are running up to area to division to district to international. So that's the structure of our Toastmasters club or Toastmasters International. Right? Now we know about Toastmasters International. So what we do in today's meeting? What is the agenda? So we have 3 agenda to cover. So one is debate speech, second is table topics, and third is the general evaluation. As part of the debate speech, our Toastmasters will prepare the speech. So what we do after preparing the speech? We come and deliver? No. So in between, we have to get it mentored from a mentor, right? Share it to a mentor, get his feedback, improvise the speech, rehearse, practice it, and then come and deliver the speech. Then, second section is all about table topics, where our table topic master give the topics to the participants and they have to speak on the topic given for 1 to 2 minutes. Then we have the third section, which is general evaluation, where our general evaluator will evaluate the meeting from start to end and provide the feedback in terms of what is that we are doing good, what is that we can improve upon. Right? So having now understood about Toastmaster International and how a typical meeting is conducted, let's get into branding for personal branding. Let me ask you a question. How many image consultants does our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji has? How many personal branding consultants does our Prime Minister Narendra Modi has? At least 10. No, more than? No, more than?
Oh my god.
No.
Oh, actually, what? I think you must be saying lakhs. 1.3 1.3 billion.
No, he has his own team, right? Who
30.
guide him?
30
More than that?
50?
More than that?
Oh my god. 200?
70 image consultants does our Prime Minister has. Everything what he do, right? The way he dresses, the way he walk, the way he raise hand, the way he articulate, everything is guided or backed by the personal branding consultants. So personal branding is all about how we look ourselves, how we create the vision, create the image in front of the others, right? I will show you some of the famous personalities. Maybe I want you all to, I know most of you know, maybe guess about what is the personal brand what they have created. Maybe the moment you see them, what is that image comes to your mind? So personal branding is all about, suppose if I am not there yet, so what do you think of me the moment my name is told? Or when Pranjali is not there. So what is that perception we create? What is the narrative we create about Pranjali? Right? So that's all about personal branding. I'll show you some of the famous personalities and I would like you to guess about what is that image comes to your mind when you think of these people.
Non-violence. Non-violence.
Yeah. Man of non-violence. Yes. So that's the brand he has left for us. I hope you all can relate him, right? Yeah.
Farmers. Farmers.
Jai Jawan.
Jai Jawan.
Okay. What more? Man of simplicity.
Yeah.
Man of peace. Yes.
Unity.
Strong.
Strong.
Iron Man of India.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to keep the diversity in the question.
Talent. I think it is.
Swarna Kokila, right?
Cricket.
Okay.
Hardworking.
Bush. Bush.
Hardworking. Humble.
Working, discipline.
Little Blaster.
Yeah.
Master Blaster.
Yeah.
What about this person?
Captain Cool.
Seven.
Captain Cool.
Number 7 is what I
Captain Cool.
Captain Cool. You all remember him as the Captain of India. Right? Now, this person is a great personality. And I really wanted you to think, what is that comes to your mind when you think of this person?
Hero.
Okay? What else? Great politician? Great leader? Great leader?
Yeah.
Passionate Toastmaster?
Yeah.
Humorous speaker?
Avengers was pricing that.
So personal branding. Okay.
All right. Today morning only you took the printout with the same dress.
Yeah. No, it's last week. The dress is different. This is white, this is green. All right. But I want to understand from you, maybe, what is the personal brand you have created? The moment I say some of you, right? What is it comes to your mind, or what is it you ask people to think of, right? Like suppose if I am in a meeting, right? People think that Suresh is the problem solver, right? Maybe I say somebody else. Maybe he is a good developer, right? So that's the image people are building, right? But what is that you have created as a brand when your name is called out? Anybody wanted to?
I think I've been creating this brand of go-getter. I may not know all the things, but I can get it done.
Absolutely.
By that's
Good. Go getter. Right? Anybody? What is the brand you are working to create? Like I said, no? Passionate postmaster, interest speaker, leader. Though I'm not there yet, but I'm on the journey. It's all about the what you tune to your mind, right? The more you tell, the more you perceive, then you become there. So what is it you are working? Empathetic listener. Yeah. So you have a very good listening skills. Very good.
The backbench guy.
Backbench guy.
Our students.
In my team, if you want to go for any trip or include my manager used to come. I mean, plan something. So planner. Trip planner.
Trip planner. That's good. So we will discuss more about the narrative of personal branding as we progress. Now is the time to invite today's general evaluator to take the meeting forward. So today's general evaluator is I really passionate about the profile, right? Whatever the areas which the general evaluator has mentioned. Life and career coach, wow, works with people on their transformation journey. The moment I hear transformation, my nerves are getting activated. Okay. She has been an engineer at Bosch for the last 15 years, a mom of 2 kids, interested in various art forms and a proud Indian, we all is. She believes in the power of human kindness. I am very much into that. So please put your hands together to welcome our
Thank you so much, Master Suresh, for that warm introduction. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
How are you all this morning?
Great.
Super. So today, in the role of general evaluator, my role will be to help evaluate this meeting for its content, delivery, quality. I will be doing this not alone, but I will be taking the support of my team, which we generally refer to as the tag team, the timer, our counter, and grammarian. I will invite each of them to specify what their role will be. So I invite Master Pranjali to give an applause for
Hello again, everybody. So I'm sure you are all familiar with this scenario where you're in a meeting and you really want to drive a point home to your manager and you really want to impress upon them how much work you're doing, your own personal branding. And then you've just gone on and talked and said this and said that. Then finally the manager is like, well, that's all well and good, but I have to go somewhere. And then you realize, oh no, I have missed a critical component of my speaking journey, which is how to get things done within time. So as part of our learning journey in Toastmasters, I am there to gently remind you that your speech has to be kept within a certain time. So when you are speaking on the stage and you see the green card, that's when you need to know, okay, I'm at a good pace, but maybe I should wind things up. At the yellow card, you should think, okay, now it is time for me to speak my concluding statements. And at the red card, please panic and end the speech. Otherwise you get you overshoot, and over here your speech will only get disqualified. But if you speak in the outside world and you overshoot your time, that could lead to far worse consequences. Which is why the role of the timer is probably the most important role in Toastmasters. So please, everybody, keep an eye on the guys because they will be helping you.
Next I invite Toastmaster Jyoti. She will be our founder today.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I will be counting all the filler words that all of us are using during our speech while being on the stage. At the end of the meeting, I will be presenting the report at individual level. If it is more than 10, I won't be telling you exact numbers, but be mindful when we are using more same words repeatedly or like I do it many times. All the best.
Next I invite Toastmaster Abhishek. He will be the grammarian for the day.
Hi everyone, I am the grammarian for today's meeting, and the role of the grammarian is to promote good grammar in the presentation. So what I will do is I will look out for the good phrases that we can use, native phrases, as well as I will look out for examples of elegant grammar. That's one of my roles. The second role is I'm going to talk about the word of the day. The word of the day is called narrative. How many of you know what narrative means? One, two. Okay, yeah, everybody knows what narrative means. It's a story or a tale, specifically presenting a particular view. So in context of personal branding, it is how you tell your own story. When a speaker uses the word narrative, they will click to indicate that they are going well. Thank you, and back to the grammar.
Thank you to my tag team for setting context and explaining what they will be evaluating. Speaking of personal branding, it's a great opportunity for us to decide what is the brand we want to give to our holy Toastmasters. With each of the speeches, each of the roles we take, the way we deliver, the way we engage with the audience and the guest, we are setting up our brand. So with this, I would like to wish all the speakers of the day the very best and hand over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, General Evaluator and the tag team for taking up the roles and supporting us on the evaluation. So now it's the time to get into the prepared speech. Are we ready?
Yes.
Okay, good. So let's start with our first speaker. And before I call up the first speaker, maybe let me call upon the evaluator to read out the speech objectives. So the first speaker evaluator is working as a target principal operations research, currently focused on improving health and gym sessions. I would like to join that. Life is moving very fast, satisfying never-ending demands of toddler and a preschooler. Okay, great. So please put your hands together to welcome our evaluator Toastmaster along with the
Thank you, Suresh, for this warm welcome. So I will be evaluating Mansa's speech today. Mansa is delivering her level 3 speech presentation mastery, and which is around persuasive speaking. And the objective of the speech is to deliver a well-informed speech so that that speech can influence audience to either adapt that concept or call into some action. And she will be using her own personal brand, like maybe she would be using her she will be connecting with us emotionally, or maybe she will be using some logical argument to persuade us. So that is what I will evaluate today. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Hello. So our first speaker works as an executive assistant at Western Digital, a chess enthusiast who enjoys the mental challenge of the game. I don't know anything about that. Manasa also finds joy in music, as a way to unwind. Our passion for travel fuels our curiosity to explore new places, culture, and perspectives. That's something I'm keen on now, exploring new places. So please put your hands together to welcome our first speaker, Toastmaster Manasa on the topic. I choose to speak, Toastmaster Manasa.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suresh, for your wonderful introduction. Please don't start. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good morning.
There was a time when my silence speaks more than my voice. I had ideas, dreams, opinions, but I kept them inside. Not because someone's stopping me, but because the voice did not feel strong enough to be heard. Let me share you my story. I was kind of a fear, hesitation kind of a person, but the person who come out fulfilled and took courage how to speak in front of the people. It became like this is the way how we need to speak, the way we get the confidence, and the confidence didn't come from the outside, it comes from our own mind. As a child, I was very quiet. At school, I was a good student, knew all the answers, and wanted to participate all the activities. In one day, in my class, there is a competition. I went back to home and I was prepared multiple times. I stand in front of the mirror, speaking very confidently, and I thought, yes, I'll route it out by tomorrow. Then tomorrow I went back to school. Teacher asked us, who wanted to participate, please come forward. That time, my heart said to go, but my brain said, stay quiet. And I stayed quiet. Some person went and won, and everyone started clapping. I also started clapping, thought I never took that place. That time I understood silence feels like secure, but stealing confidence. Years later, I started working, and I thought the things had changed. There was a belief that I improved my confidence like anything. I had that in my mindset saying that yes, Manasa, you will rock it for everything anyway. That day came. I realized I am still like the small white girl. There was a meeting and the discussions being shared and everyone has started to speak and sharing their ideas. Even I also had an idea which I wanted to share. But as usual, my brain said, what if it is something? What if something goes wrong? What if other people will think? Better stay silent. And I stayed silent. After some time, the same idea has been shared by someone else. And everyone appreciated. That's when I realized I didn't get angry, but I was kind of a regret. I got that kind of a feeling. Why did I do this? But it's not because of him. It's because I didn't do properly. That's when I realized if we don't speak, the people doesn't understand what we are capable of. Many problems doesn't come the lack of clarity. It comes the lack of confidence. At that moment, I came back to home and I sat. I was just thinking about my life. How many times had I failed? In school, college, office, in many situations, forget about it. How many times had the fear comes before me even trying? One thing I understood, told, please stay put. Third day, I just promised for myself saying that even if my voice shakes, stay stand and speak confidently. Even if my legs getting shiver, stay stand, stay quietly and speak confidently. Because if you stay silent, hurts more than the way you become quiet. Moments like this, world never told us not to come forward and face the challenges. We ourselves stopped by us saying that what if something goes wrong. Because the one you come forward and speak, the people start to appreciate it. And they never judge you. They wanted to appreciate. But you yourself just closing your border saying that no one is a wrong words. My dear friends, I was once that girl who stayed quiet in the school. I was once employee who stayed quiet in the office. But over a period of the time, I just came out from the thin line and I wanted to prove in front of the people, yes, I have the capability. I can do better things. Because if someone who wanted to stay there can support to speak, how to speak in a courage way. Because if you speak to the courage, the confidence begins. Once the confidence begins, the life can change. Thank you.
Thank you, Postmaster Mansa, for that really inspiring speech. So we all can relate that story very much, right? And specifically, I can relate it personally because I have gone through those situations. You are not the only one. I have gone through it. I can still recollect an example or instance where I am a good performer in a team. Okay, I've been called on the stage to share my experience, and I could not able to utter a single word except thank you, and I just came back. Right, that's how I was, and then I'm improved on that journey. Right? But we all can relate on your story. Thank you for that. Now it's the time to get into the second speaker. Before I invite the second speaker, I would like to invite the evaluator. So, evaluator is a data and analytics professional working with Levis. So far, I only got the brand, I have not worked there. Passionate about reading, traveling, and dancing. I am only good in one of them. So, reading, which I am doing now also. But anyway, so please put your hands together to welcome the evaluator Toastmaster Tasneem.
Good morning, everyone. So today I'll be evaluating Teja, whose pathway is presentation mastery. He'll be attempting level 2 project 1, which is understanding your communication style. There are two purposes for this particular speech. One is for Teja to understand learn about various communication styles and understand this primary style of communication. Second is to share the impact of that communication to others. All that is.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tasneem. Our second speaker is hailing from a small town in Andhra Pradesh. He did his schooling there, moved to Chennai for his undergraduate studies, and later pursued his MBA in Kolkata. Wow, different states. I'm sure you might have experienced different cultures. Professionally, he has worked as a software engineer at LTI Mindtree and currently serves as a consultant at PwC in Bangalore. Outside of work, Teja enjoys what not. Reading, swimming, hitting the gym. Almost 10 years now I did it. Playing badminton, Alright, so that's about our second speaker, Toastmaster Teja, on the topic, it's not what you say, it's how you say. It's not what you say, it's how you say. Toastmaster Teja.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suresh, for your introduction. So, good morning, Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, my dear guests. Let me take you a year back. It was my MBA. I intentionally took one term paper. Term paper is kind of a short research paper in MBA. And I started doing it under the guidance of two professors. One is from operations, the other one is from strategy. And I was always a diligent student. I have put a lot of effort, and then I did a great job, and all of my friends appreciated my work. And then I took it to the operation professor first, and then I explained him everything what I have done. I showed him the data, I showed him the facts, I backed up everything with logic, and he enjoyed whatever I have done. And he kind of showed a lot of interest, and then I was also very happy that time. And then the very next day, I happened to meet the strategy professor, and I communicated in the same way how I communicated to the other professor, the operation professor. But, ironically, she didn't show much interest. She was like listening to me. She didn't point out any mistakes, but then she didn't show the same enthusiasm like the other professor. I just communicated in the same way. There's no difference in my communication style. But then I didn't understand. But then later after that, she told, okay, you send me the report, I will go through it and reply on the email if I have to add something to it. Then when I came outside, I started thinking, what was the difference? Like, is there anything wrong when I just communicated in the same way how I have communicated to the other professor? This is what I started thinking, and this happens to us not only in this situation, even sometimes in interviews. Today, let us say we go to some interview, we present ourselves in a particular way, and we communicate things in a specific manner, and then we may get rejected. But the very next day, we apply to the same role, but maybe to some other company, and we present ourselves in the same way, and we answer the questions in a similar way, and we may get selected. Then I started understanding that sometimes it may not be other factors, sometimes it could be purely due to the communication style which we are using. And different people have different communication styles. And sometimes we may not be able to resonate with other people. That time it's difficult for them to pay attention if we are not resonating with the others' communication style. This is what I understand. So from the Toastmasters Club, I took an assessment. I understand that I am an analytical communicator. So mostly my mind depends upon analysis. And also I understand that there are 4 different styles of communication which I am going to explain shortly. The four are analytical communication style. The next one is initiating communication. The third one is supportive, and the fourth one is direct. And I don't want to bore you guys by explaining the textbook definition. I just simply, what I will do is that I'll just put up some examples, and I would like any one of you to guess what kind of communication style it is out of the 4. Supportive, direct, initiating, and analytical. Let me take the first example. Let me choose my mentor Lalita maybe. Hey Lalita, last month we have worked a lot, and data shows that if we take a short break, we can improve our efficiency by 85%, and we can also reduce our stress. So logically speaking, I think we have to take a short break before continuing our work. What kind of communication style it is? Anyone can answer. Yes, exactly, analytical communication style. So these people focus on data. These people focus on facts. They always want the reason why something is happening. They don't want something creative. And these people always encourage if somebody is showing with some backup data and everything should be logical. But everything has pros and cons. The downsides of these kind of communicators are that sometimes it's very difficult to listen to them. It could be boring. And sometimes they won't focus much on voice modulation. That is what most of the people with this kind of communication style struggle with. Now, let me take you to the next example. Again, hey Lalita, Imagine we going in a car. Imagine we listen to a music. Imagine very good food. Imagine some mountain and some sunset view. Why can't we have some kind of fun escape from the routine? I think we all deserve a break. What do you say?
That's easy.
This is, yeah, initiating. Absolutely. So, initiating communication style is what brings in lot that those people who use this communication style, they bring in a lot of energy, they show a lot of enthusiasm, and they will be very much creative. And these people inspire a lot of people by their communication style. But the point, the problem with these people is that they sometimes talk a lot, tend to talk a lot, and they are not a good listeners. So this is one downside which I have understand. And let me take you to third example. Hey Lalita, let's plan a trip over the weekend. I think we all need a break. You figure out a place, we will just take the team there. What kind of communication style is this? Yes, direct. And people who follows this direct communication style, mostly the bosses are the ones who follows this kind of communication style. They don't like beating around the bush. They don't like wasting the time. They just focus on they are very decisive. Just focus on the end point, like the end statement. But the problem is that sometimes they may appear very blunt. This is one most important thing you need to notice. And let me take you to the last example. Again, Lalita, I feel we have done a lot of hard work last month, and I believe we have to take a weekend break, and that is good for the entire team. I'm just focusing on their mental health. Then only we can focus on the work next month. What kind of communication style it is? Yes, the last remaining one is supportive. The supportive communicators, they always tend to maintain the harmony. They never and ever, they always they're always kind, they're always empathetic, and they never have involved in the conversation which may possibly break harmony. And the downsides of this kind of communicators is that they might be indecisive. Sometimes making decisions would be very difficult for them. And it's not about, and what communication style do you think is the best? Any guesses here? Yeah, all are good. It's just that there is no such good or bad communication style. Everyone has one primary communication style. All we need to learn is that we have to understand different communication styles, and we need to adapt to the other person when they are speaking. That is when the communication becomes more effective. Toastmaster.
Thank you. Toastmaster Teja, for the wonderful speech about the communication style, and I really resonate with your speech about the college days, right, and you doing a project and then applying different communication style with your professors, and then how you took it to explain the different styles. See, the moment we talk about college, there are different experiences comes to our mind, correct? Maybe I'll share one experience what I have gone through, and which I really don't want to repeat that. Okay, so I was in first year BCom. I studied in MS College, Malleshwaram, and the person who is taking the commerce is the head of the department, is Mr. Rangnath. Okay, he is very strict. Okay, even if we take one day leave, we have to go and ask for permission in his department office. Okay. Unfortunately, I took one day off because of I was not well or something. Okay. Then I went to his department, and he was sitting there, and I was just standing in front of him, and then he was asking me what happened, why you are not came yesterday. I said, I am not well. Then he asked, repeat the sir. He said, okay. I said, I am not well. Then he asked the third time, are you not well today also? I said, no, I am not. I am fine. Then he corrected me. It's not. I am not well. I was not well. Right. So I am not able to articulate properly to him saying that I was not well. So that was later I got to know that I really felt that maybe I need to be very conscious of the usage of the grammar. So that's one bad memory. I think it's a learning. It's not a bad memory. It's more of a learning, I would say. Okay, let's move on to the third speaker. Before that, let me invite the evaluator. She is an IT professional, interested in various initiatives outside her work, involving teaching rural kids, talking on mental health and emotional intelligence. Wow. Being a fitness enthusiast like me, she likes to run long distances. Yes, I tried first time running 10K a month before. So I am in that journey. So please put your hands together to welcome our evaluator, Toastmaster Melita.
Today my target speaker, Toastmaster Sudhish, is going to attempt his project 2 in level 1 in pathway presentation mastery. The purpose of this project is to learn and review basic methods for writing a speech with a defined purpose and to present a well-organized speech on any topic. After our first speech on icebreaker, this is the second speech where it has to have a purpose. So I'll be looking forward for that. All the best, Sudhish.
Thank you, Toastmaster Melita, for taking up the evaluation role. Now, the speaker is an IT professional, love watching and playing sports, especially cricket and badminton. So please put your hands together to welcome our third speaker, Toastmaster Sudhish on the title, The Little Girl from Russia. The Little Girl from Russia from Toastmaster Sudhish.
Hope all of you would like to hear a real life story with a happy ending. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. This story is about a little girl born in Russia in the late 1980s. Her parents at that time used to live in a place called Chernobyl. If you are aware, Chernobyl is very infamous for the life of mankind. That is the place where one of the worst nuclear reactor mishaps happened. The parents were always worried about the amount of radiation in that place because USSR used to censor all the data. So before the kid was born, they moved another place called Sochi, far away from Chernobyl. And if you're a sports buff, you would know that in 2014, the Winter Olympics happened in Sochi. So when the little girl was 4 years old, the father thought that she had amazing skill playing tennis. So as any father would do, he took immense pride and took the kid to participate in local tournaments and show her talent in front of the coaches around. At that time, Russia's national champion was a person called, tennis champion was a person called Yevgeny Kafelnikov, equivalent to our near the pace of nation. So he was also based out of Sochi, same tennis circuit. So he saw the kid playing tennis and he was very appreciative of talent. So he himself gave his own racket to the girl as a motivation factor. And this prompted the family to take the kids' tennis knowledge to the next level. As luck would have it, the greatest ever woman tennis player, Martina Navratilova, who was from US, was visiting Russia for a sports event. The family came to know about it and they put the right course and got a 2 minutes audition for the little girl in front of the greatest ever, along with a lot of other kids. So Martina came, saw the kids play along with a lot of other kids and she was impressed. So she said, as an encouragement kind of thing that, hey, why don't you guys relocate and come over and join Florida's Tennis Academy in US. At that time, USSR had crumbled. Ruble had dropped its value. So if you have heard about Glasnost, Perestroika, Gorbachev, this is the time I'm talking about. The family was desperate need of finance and what they could do was they took a gamble, they sold their properties, got a lot of borrowed money, but still they could only get 2 visas for the kid and the father. The mother could not get visa, so with great faith, both of them left the US to Florida. When they reached US, Florida, they went to the tennis academy suggested by Martina Navratilova, but there was a problem that they did not expect. The one-time fee for the girl to get enrolled into that academy was $1,000 and they had only $700 with them. So what they did, they went and stayed with another Russian family they had met in the flight for a month. And during that 1 month, the father went and did all the daily wage job like construction, masonry, and he made enough money, $300 more. And then he went and enrolled his kid to that academy. So this continued for next 2-3 years. Every day, father would drop the little kid who was only 6 years old at that time to the academy. Then he himself would go out and do whatever job he could get. The kid was in the academy all alone, struggling a lot, but she knew that in that childhood age that there was no escape for her. There was no going back, there was no meeting her mother. So she put all her effort into training and playing more and more tennis. After 3 years, a sports management company called IMG understood the true talent and potential of the little girl. And at the age of 10 years, they offered her a yearly scholarship of $45,000. And this kind of completely changed the game. With this money, the mother was able to get a visa, come to US, and support the kid a lot more. And the kid put all her hard work, and in the age of 17 years, when we passed out +2, she won her first Grand Slam championship, the Wimbledon. And she retired in 2020, but before she retired, she had 5 Grand Slam runner-up trophy and 1 Golden Slam, and infinite WTP and ATP tournaments with her name. She became one of the legends in women's tennis, and she's also known for her fashion sense, and she's a brand ambassador for a lot of world famous brands. So I think I given enough clues. If there are any sports buff want to guess who the little girl turned out to be, take a chance.
Maria Sharapova.
Yeah, absolutely. Bingo. So the little girl was Maria Sharapova, and what I thought, seeing her playing in TV during 2010, she was born to a rich family. Probably she had supported by a great community, and she had a great physique. Everything was going on her way. And when I listened to all these backstories and narratives, then I thought, oh my God, what had happened? A young girl before birth escaping a nuclear reactor damage, and then at 6 years going to a foreign country without having her mother by her side, without knowing the language, and being in a professional sports. Professional sports is unforgiving, and that too in an individual event rather than a team event. We all know that just to become a Toastmaster, district championship, or become a college or school kind of winning, that kind of thing takes a lot of effort. But the kid gave it all, and then she became a champion. So the message is basically, if you are really doing something that you are interested, you are putting all your hard work, all your work into that, but you still don't see any light at the end of the tunnel, please do not worry. Please do not worry, because you are on the right track. You are on the right track to become a champion, just like the little girl from Russia, Maria Sharapova. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sudhish, for that very inspiring speech. I was still guessing who is that girl, but I didn't know about Maria Sharapova. So it's a very narrated story. Now, as we continue our discussion about the theme for today's meeting, which is personal branding, let me talk about how we can build our personal branding. So we got to know, right, personal branding, what is personal branding is all about, and how important personal branding is, right? How do we build our personal branding? Any suggestions? What is it comes to your mind when you think of, okay, developing a personal branding?
The way you dress, the way you communicate is
Spot on. So there is an ABCD of personal branding. A stands for appearance. Exactly what you thought of, right? So the way you stand, the way you sit, the way you dress up, the way you walk. So all this called as appearance. Then we have B. Any guess for B? Behavior, right? Behavior is all about how we think. Are we a positive thinker? Are we a negative thinker? How is that mindset? Are we a growth mindset? Are we having a fixed mindset? So this mindset, the behavior, makes a lot of difference. What about C?
Communication.
Communications. What are? Communication is one of the important aspect of personal branding. We all heard, we may know a lot of stuff, but if we are not able to communicate properly, then there is no use of it, right? So communication is one of the important aspects of personal branding. D. Any guess on D? That's very close to our current generation. Digital presence. So we need to be digitally aware of the latest technologies, right? So I know a lot of stuff, but if I'm not talking about the current technology, right? I am a transformation consultant. If I talk about macros, VBAs, then people will laugh at me. I should talk about AI, how we can use generative AI, what about Anthropic, what about ChatGPT, what about Copilot. So I should talk about all this stuff, right? So our digital presence is very important which are a part of our personal branding. So let's continue our discussion on the personal branding, but before that, now is the time to get into the second section of the today's meeting, which is table topics. Let me invite our table topic master. Our table topic master is a software engineer who enjoys building things and learning continuously. He's a great learner. Outside work, he enjoys gaming, badminton, reading, exploring new food spots, which I am trying to do. I am trying to visit one place for last 3-4 years. I am not able to, which is VVpuram in Basumudi. At least I want to go once. I want to try. Anyway, I will make it this year. He joined Toastmasters to improve his communication skill and grow as a speaker. So please put your hands together to welcome our table topic master, Toastmaster Amar.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Are you guys excited for this section?
Yes.
Okay. So I have picked topics around today's theme, personal branding. So there are around 9 topics, so which I have marked with the numbers. So maybe when I call upon someone, you may choose a number from 1 to 9. So which by random you will be getting a topic. So the duration is from 1 to 2 minutes. So you have to cross a minimum mark of 1 minute while speaking. At least 1 minute you have to speak. And by 2 minutes you can wrap up. So timer will be helping you to guide you through the timings. So with this, shall we start?
Yes.
Is there anyone volunteer who wants to come first? Yes, please. Ian. Pick a number from 1 to 9. 4. What is one daily habit that strengthens your personal brand? Ian, I repeat. What is one daily habit that strengthens your personal brand?
I get up in the morning. Immediately I should not use my phone, right? But I do that. So there's somebody who helps me build my habit for yoga. Why I like the person? Even he goes in the wedding, he wears the same t-shirt, yoga every day. So that's the personal brand for him. He is Saurabh Bothra, who keeps me on track at least every day in the morning. If I miss in the morning, somehow, I try to join in the evening. So that's the live classes he takes for yoga. That's what I do every day for keeping myself on track.
Someone else? Yeah, please. You cannot find number 1. So for you the topic is, if someone had to describe your personal brand in one word, what would the word be and why? I repeat, if someone had to describe your personal brand in one word, what would that word be and why? Niyama.
So if I have to describe my personal brand using one word, it has to be discipline. And throughout my life, I have survived, I have thrived because of my discipline. Like even today, I go to gym every day, and at age of 35, having 2 kids at home, I am coming to Toastmasters to improve my communication. And I have seen that people admire me for that. They get inspired from me when I do such kind of things. And how I am able to do that, let me talk about this piece as well. So it is important that you get inspiration from the figures you look after, or you basically get inspiration from. And I believe I watch cricket a lot, and all my inspirations are from cricket stories. A lot of you might not know about cricket or might not see cricket a lot, but yes, there are a lot of inspirational stories from cricket. Like Sanju Samson, he was dropped and he was not able to get back in team, and suddenly he became a hero. So I believe in that kind of world, and that is what I am aiming for. So thank you.
So now I'd like to request our guest. Rashmi. Oh, you are okay, so could you pick a number from 1 to 9 apart from 7? Big brands have slogan like "Just do it." What would be your life slogan? I repeat, big brands have slogans like "Just do it." What would be your life slogan?
Okay.
Yeah.
So my life slogan, which I will be using every day, is no matter what, push yourself ahead. So this is something that I'm not the person who comes from the discipline background or whatever it is. I'm the person who push myself every day to do something good each day. Be it reading the books, or be it going to a gym, or anything related to presentation, something related to professional work that I am doing, or if it is a personal activities also on day-to-day basis like that we do. I always push myself even though I don't have interest to do it. So that is something that makes me to go ahead little further in our life.
Thank you so much. Next, TF number 2. People say first impressions matter. What is one thing you consciously do to create a good first impression? I repeat, people say first impression matter. What is the one thing you consciously do to create a good first impression? TM first.
Hello everyone. I started off with a pillar word. Yeah. So I think the way to create your first impression is with how you carry yourself, be it with respect to the way you dress, your postures, your gestures. Everything speaks a lot about you, right? And how your voice levels, or like if you, for example, I can speak like, okay, I will do this, I do that, or I can do like this. So can you see the difference? So these, like, every minute thing about yourself is about creating, like, creates your first impression. And if you are aware of these things, or if you are having that self-awareness about your small things with respect to your speech, with respect to your appearance, with respect to your gestures, I think that can go a great way in making a really great first impression.
Thank you, TM Rashi. Next, I would like to call upon TM Ravi. Yeah, 6. Okay. So every brand has a flaw. What is one funny defect in your personal brand? I repeat, every brand has a flaw. What is one funny defect in your personal brand? TM.
Everybody has a defect. Do you agree? We have something to improve our life every day. I don't have that. What to improve?
It's not one, there is a list to improve. One is communication, that's why we are here to improve. But if I want to improve something else, at least I want to improve financially. I need to earn so much money. And the other one is always I have a dream to have a big farmland. So all in all, if I want to improve something, I want to earn more. To earn more, my personal branding or my one thought, I always feel that what you learn today is what you are going to become tomorrow. If you learn something wrong today, you definitely end up wrong things. So learn right things today so that you will end up good way tomorrow. So that's what I always believe. This is my way of slogan every day morning. What I am going to learn today. So that's what I want to improve many things.
Thank you, sir. Next, I would like to call upon Dear Manasa. So, could you pick a number in 3, 5, 8, and 9? 9. If your life had a hashtag, what it would be? I repeat, if your life had a hashtag, what it would be? Dear Manasa.
If I have hashtag.
Hashtag.
Manasa, she never give up. No matter what. Even if it is a difficult situation or if she struggled for somewhere, she never give up. Even in my friends and my family, even in my company also, people knows that if we can give some work to Manasa, just relax. No matter what, she will just dig it out where she has to go, from whom she has to meet, and where the work gets done. That's it. Because if I commit for work, I'll give my 100% effort. It's not like that, whether it is a small work or big work or I wanted to impress someone. No. The work has to be done. That's the reason my husband never takes any kind of a pressure. He always says, yeah, you take care. You know, right? Whatever you wanted to do, you do. How much money I have to give, I'll give. You just let me know the money. That's it. Even in my manager, in my office, if he says something, and let me tell you, I just got one feedback from my director saying that we had recently we went for a resort for day out. So I heard from some other person who is sitting with my managers and the directors. So there is some conversation happened and my director told to managers saying that someone says like the organize whatever the organize was happened in the resort, it was too good and everyone was happy. Like that some conversation came. And my director literally said it in saying that Manasa only has done everything. If she does, I'll not take care of anything. Earlier I used to take care of the bills and everything. Now I completely trust on her and whatever she does, I'll just answer. So that feedback made me really happy because he never says that. He is very introvert person. He never speaks anything. He never appreciates. But that appreciation I got it from other person, which feels very happy. So this is what the hashtag is Manasa never give.
Now I would like to call the last participant, that is DM Sudesh. Please choose a number 5 or 8.
5.
5. Think of a person whose personal brand you admire. What makes their brand powerful? I repeat. Think of a person whose personal brand you admire. What makes their brand powerful? DM Sudesh.
So one of the persons I have seen play live, I was lucky to see him, is Djokovic, and at that time he was a very rookie player, and I was not really impressed with the way kind of I met him, because I wanted to meet Roger Federer, but the lucky draw happened so that I met Djokovic a lot 10-15 years back, and I was very sad that I could not see a great player in front of me. The thing is that over the year I have realized that Djokovic has this uncanny ability of fighting against anything that's come to him. Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, and then Djokovic was there. Now that generation has gone. Now it's Sinner and Alcaraz. And recently I watched an interview by Djokovic where he said, "Look, I am same as all of you." Like he was the doctor interview. Like, I am same as all of you, and I have more negative thoughts than everybody else is there. But the only difference between me as like Djokovic and you is that I don't stay long in the negative thoughts. The moment negative thoughts hit me, I try to become positive. Maybe you folks tend to be there a lot more time, and that makes it too much negative. I go for a walk, I go to nature, and that's the escape I do. I don't litter or be there in the negative thoughts. That's the difference between me and you. So that branding, that thought process, and fighting generations of player at the age of 37, it's too much. I mean, too motivating. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So everyone have been volunteering so much. So if anyone felt that you missed the chance or something, I would like to say you have one more chance. Like one topic is remaining. If anyone wants to come up or something, or else yeah. For you, the topic is it's very interesting. If your friends could leave Amazon-style reviews about you, what would they write? I repeat. If your friends could leave Amazon-style reviews about you, what would they write? Yeah, madam.
Thank you. She's there. No, she's here. This is her area. Oh, no. I misunderstood. She's there. That is her area. This is what I hear from my friends. Other day when I was in AA Hackathon, one of my best friends, with whom I always go for CSR activities, visit to schools, colleges, and then we go into mental health related sessions and we share our stage, and our book reading we will be there together. He came to me, Anita, how come you are here? You have this skill? I'm surprised. I thought you are only the talking person. You can do also? That is how I would see if my friends are asked to review, they are put into a tough situation. I'll be there. They can't give anywhere 5 stars. Everywhere it will be 1 or 2 stars, but how many areas they will review? That is a challenge that I want to be. With that, I want to ask you all, how many areas you choose? Not necessarily we have to have 5 stars. Even 2 stars, 3 stars, good enough. Life is to enjoy. Just have fulfilled, enjoyable life.
With this, we have come to the end of this table topic session. Now I'd like to call upon Liam Modi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amar, for that wonderful topics, and it's really great that you brought all the topics related to the theme, and the way you conducted the table topics is really different, right? I mean, you give the numbers, then people choosing the number, and then you assign the topics. Very nicely conducted, and the topics were really interesting, and everybody could able to speak at least a minute. So please give him a big round of applause for the wonderful job. Coming back to the theme, every product has a tagline. Every product has a tagline. If you doesn't write a tagline for you, people write a tagline, right? Whatever they think. So it's better we write the tagline for us. So this is what I am. This is what I can do. Like Manasa was telling, right? Go get. She was telling go get her and never give up, etc. Right? So I as a humorous speaker, potential distinguished Toastmaster, right? So write your own taglines, build your own personal branding. Don't leave that brand for other people to think of, right? They will write their own whatever comes to their mind. So have that control on your personal branding. Work on it. I'm sure everybody will achieve their goals and they will have their own brand. So now with that, now is the time to hear from our general evaluator how we have progressed. Right, so please put your hands together to welcome our general evaluator.
So, an amazing day and great narratives set by all the speakers and role takers. Let's first go into the evaluation of the prepared speeches. So I'd like to invite Toastmaster Alok to evaluate Toastmaster Mansa's speech.
Thanks, KP. So this is my first evaluation and I was really scared of what to evaluate for. So I have come up with a sheet and this sheet has really helped me like what are the areas I have to consider. So it has around 6 things. So first is clarity. I think your spoken language was very clear. I think perfect there. Vocal variety, like I didn't see any problem in it. I could understand everything. You modulated your tone very well, Mansa. I think eye contact also you did it well. Gestures, I think you used a lot of hand gestures, and they were not less, they were not more. I have been given feedback that I use my hand gestures a lot, but I didn't find that for you. Audience awareness, I think you picked the topic, understanding the audience, given every one of us is here to improve our communication skills improvement, and you did that. You chose the topic well, and you connected with audience with some personalization. So you talked about your school experience, you talked about your office experience. So that way you were able to connect to your story, right? And you were able to generate interest in your story. Now coming to the objective of the speech. So objective of the speech was how do you persuade your audience to adopt some idea or some thought or some concept, right? So there, I think you started well with personalization of your story. I think what you could have done better was you use anecdotes of how can you improve communication skills. Basically, what you could have done better was talking more about your journey. Like if you have gone deeper into how you made that change from a shy girl to a outspoken girl. So that was one thing you can add to your story. And next, I think it connects well to audience when you talk about scientific facts or methods. I think I've seen even in your past speeches, you bring personalization concept, but if you can add on more scientific methods to your story, I think that would really help. And yes, lastly, I think if you can make it more interactive, that would also help. So this was all about my feedback. So thanks.
Thank you, Toastmaster Alok, and it was a great evaluation for the first. It didn't seem like a first-time evaluation, and very good that you took support of the sheet because it gave a lot more structure to your evaluation. And sometimes it helps the rest of us also to use the sheet because then it gives us that these are the parameters on which we have to evaluate. Sometimes it gets lost, some of the important factors. And you gave the good feedback and then what can be improved upon. So it was a great evaluation and Toastmaster Mansa great speech to us first. Next, I would like to call upon Toastmaster Tasmin to evaluate Toastmaster Teja's speech.
Hi Teja, congratulations on moving one step ahead in your journey towards perfecting your communication. It was a very well delivered speech. First thought which came into my mind was that you will make a great teacher, because I believe that as someone who is teaching me about a topic, what relates the best for me is the examples and stories, right? That makes me perceive the topic well, and you use that pretty well in your speech. So kudos for that. You started with a personal story which helped engage the audience right from the start. So that was very well done, and it elicited a lot of response from the audience as well. Your examples I think struck a chord with multiple people, and everyone has their leadership style, right? So everyone could relate to at least one example which you mentioned, which is great. The topic was relatable, and what I loved the most about your speech phases was the second example, where you used a lot of voice modulation, examples, visual imagery, etc. But I think for the other examples, you were not able to utilize that as much. So you have your perfect example within your speech itself. So I don't have to really tell the areas of improvement. I would suggest go towards how you presented your second example, because that was like perfection, right? Other than that, I think what you could have improved upon is your voice modulation. Again, second example was great, but for the remaining examples, it was kind of like flat, the same pace for every other example, right? That could have been improved. Next one is like you started off with a closed stance. So I would suggest when you are you could have used your gestures and stances better, so that you can like tell. It kind of again creates a narrative about yourself, right? And your personal branding is related to how you utilize your gestures and all of that. So you could have improved a little bit on that. Also, you could have used the stage a little better and with intention. So that is definitely something you could have done. So overall, great speech, and I think you taught us well, which is like every one of us sitting out there learned something about communication styles, and it kind of helped us understand our preferred style as well. So great job on that. I think you delivered your objective pretty well. The topic was well aligned with the objective. You delivered it really greatly. And so minor improvements which I mentioned, you can always work on with respect to the stance, with respect to use of stage, etc. But otherwise, it was eventually.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kasman. Great evaluation, touched upon all the important aspects of Teja's speech and also improvement areas were given very well. It was very structured, and so maybe you could add to your evaluation at the end, conclude, summarize the highlights, areas of improvement. Then that would add to your already great evaluation. And Teja, I really want to appreciate you for your dressing today. It really, it adds, I mean, and Toastmaster, that's another thing. We're talking about personal branding.
Personal branding.
Yeah, personal branding, so he is added to that. So it really adds when you are dressed for your speech, when you it adds to the visual appeal, and also you feel great when you are dressed well. That you are the first audience that you are serving. So that is great. Now I would like to invite Toastmaster Lalita to evaluate Toastmaster Sudish's speech.
Thank you.
If speeches are like rain, today we had a shower of inspiration narrated by a history of a tennis player by our title speaker, Toastmaster Sudish. Today I am going to evaluate this with the RAIN framework. R, remarkable story. A, articulation. I, improvements, and N, next level opportunities. Coming to R, remarkable history he has brought in. When he started telling about the place Russia and some of the history related to radiation, the movement to US and how that currently the currency related things, it showed Sudish had the strong knowledge on the history. It made me to think he is an avid book reader. I felt the speaker is very confident about the topic on the history. What it made on us, made an impact on us as audience. It gave us that confidence, yes, he is giving a real story with real facts. Coming to articulation. The title said, The Girl from Russia. He immediately jumped into the action. From that starting point, he made us stick to the story. It went on in a simple sequential way, but it was able to capture our attention and hold us along the story. Improvements. While he had a very strong story, the narrative to show something about a great tennis player, can that closing be extended to get that final showering from the rain felt on us? The closing was slightly hurried upon. There was an audience interaction. Sudish asked us what is the message. We ourselves were able to say. However, that is the main part where you explain that purpose to the audience. I would have expected that to be extended. Another improvement I would say, their history, I'm not a tennis player, I'm not a sports person. I guess many of the audience would be. For somebody who's in the sports, these words, award names, the player names, so many things will immediately connect. Those places, can the speaker slow down and give little more about, okay, such an award is the toppest award in the tennis world, then we will be with you. Otherwise, what happens? Audience go away from the speaker. So you want to bring them with you till the end. Next level opportunity, to be emotional. This story had all the elements of being so emotional. It's like the way I felt the speaker was so casually narrating the story. So I wish the speaker a great next level. To summarize, it had the story, it had the good articulation, have opportunity to be emotional. Thank you.
I'm not going to evaluate that evaluation. So it was a great learning opportunity for us to learn how to give an evaluation. It's amazing how you come up with that kind of an articulation and that level of creativity. You have just sat there and just come up with that by yourself. That's something to learn from. So thank you for giving us the opportunity to learn from you. And Sudhish, your speech was great, great story, amazing delivery. So we'll now move on to the tag team reports. Toastmaster Pranjali for the timer report, please.
Yes. So everybody, wonderful job today. I have the great pleasure of announcing that none of you have gone either above or below the time limit. Everybody has spoken just, like I've had some cases where just 40 seconds have been managed. Some cases, 2 cases specifically, you might know, just like, I'm frantically just like, red card, red card. And they managed, they understood, they stopped right before the time limit. And so I'll get to announcing the results. So first of all, the speakers, TM Mansa, 6 minutes 42 seconds. Toastmaster Riya, 7 minutes 24 seconds. My heart was at the edge of my seat. Toastmaster Sudhish, 6 minutes 5 seconds. Then table topics, Juhi 40 seconds, Alok 1 minute 19 seconds, Lakshmi 47 seconds, Tasnim 1 minute 4 seconds, Ravi 1 minute 6 seconds, Mansa 2 minutes 1 second, Sudhish 1 minute 29 seconds, and Lalita 1 minute 23 seconds. Overall, great sort of distribution over here, all around the center. Evaluation, Alok 2 minutes 26 seconds, Tasnim 2 minutes 49 seconds, Lalita 3 minutes 27 seconds. But oh, great job everybody. You have all passed this evaluation, and I'm sure you will ace your speeches when you get back to your careers in your corporate jobs and the very important places we all have to do speeches in. Great job.
Now we have the accountant report from Toastmaster Juhi.
So, the other day I met BPL of Whitefield Toastmaster Club, and I was sharing with her that at Hoodie, members are very much aware about their communication skills. They are very mindful about the filler words they are using. That is a narrative, but all of you, first of all, clap for yourself. You can also pat on your back. This was very interesting when I was coming here on the stage with the report. Almost everybody, like none of you have used filler words more than 4 or 5 times. And even if somebody has done that, he or she is very much aware about that. So yes, some likes, ands are there in between. It is sometimes like increasing beyond 8, but awareness is there. That's the first step where we can improve ourselves, right? So, claps for everybody. That's the report I have. Thank you.
Now we have Grammarian's report from Toastmaster Abhishek.
Hello everyone. By becoming the grammarian, I had a good opportunity to listen carefully to everybody's speeches. I had a lot of good phrases, some also good grammar. First of all, 4 people have used the word directly: Sudesh, Suresh, Juna, and Hussein. So claps to all of you. Now I'll talk about some of the phrases that stood out to me in the order I've written down. So, for example, Pranjali used gastronomic experience, which is a phrase that really sold the idea of sophistication that she meant. Ravi, you said, "What I learned today, I become tomorrow." If you came up with that on spot, that's pretty good. That's very catchy. Manasa's opening line was, "My silence speaks more than words," which is a pretty interesting image. It is contrast of how can silence speak. Right? That makes no sense, but it is very tricky. Sudesh, I like you using professional sports is unforgiving, because I also like sports, and I think unforgiving is very precise. You can use cutthroat, but unforgiving fits really, really well. Teja, who used beating around the bush as an idiom. How many of you know what beating around the bush is? Lalita knows. Yeah, I think mostly everybody knows. So beating around the bush is to take longer to do something like I'm doing right now. And to be indirect and to take longer to do something than otherwise. This example was like if a manager is direct, he gives you precise direct orders. He doesn't say please, he doesn't say thank you, blah blah blah. He doesn't say things up. So that's beating around the bush. Lalita, you use the rain acronym. That's also pretty informative. That's pretty neat. Now to the bad stuff, and there is a few bad things. I say this with love. So first, tenses were a bit of a struggle here and there. I remember Manasa at some point saying, let me just check my notes. She said, "It become the way I spoke." So you have spoke, which is past tense, and become, which is present tense. Likewise, we had Ravi who used some imprecise words. For example, he said, "Bus came near." Bus came close to. He said, "Promoting seatbelt," promoting the usage of seatbelt. And the last point I had was that I feel people are very reliant on indirect anchors. What I mean is, when Teja was talking in his speech about analytic people, he would say these people, these people, these people. Using these people as a pronoun is fine in the second sentence, but when you have 5 or 6 sentences deep, what does these people refer to, right? I saw somebody said last remaining one. Last remaining communication style would be more precise. So that's been my feedback. My advice would be to cut down, see if you can write the same thing in maybe fewer words. And to summarize, great work by everybody and a lot of stuff to improve. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abhishek. And thank you to all of my DAC team members for giving such a nice report of how the meeting went. A small feedback to the DAC team. The feedback was great and energetic. Can we challenge ourselves to be more creative in the delivery of our reports? That would be going to next level. The content is good, great, everything. We're doing our job, but can we do it really differently, do it creatively, bring something like rain, which is Lalita brought in, something. Just get creative. Just see what you can do. When you just throw it open to yourself, what we can do, then we never know what we can do. So let's try that. Okay, today's meeting, a great meeting to set our personal branding. We started a little late for lack of participants. We arrived a bit late. We started the meeting at 10:11 today. We can work upon that. We can do better there. All the role takers have done their jobs wonderfully. I wish Ravi was here. He did the SAA job amazingly. It was a great start to the meeting. We brought a lot of energy and just pumped up the energy of the entire room. That was great. And then our Toastmaster President Pranjali, she started the meeting with a great personal branding example of her uncle. That also set a great context to how doing personal branding enhances life for everyone. We did not have any guests today, so there was there's no need for guest introduction. The TMOD Suresh did a great job in the entire meeting. The personal branding, we got a lot of information regarding the ABCD of personal branding. I did not know that it is new. I've taken it up. I'm going to apply it and see where I can use it. Thank you for that. The energy, everything was great. In the beginning, at some place, the pauses were a little too long. Maybe that is something we can be mindful of. You brought in great humor and stories and kept us all engaged. You brought in those pictures and got us engaged with those. That was all very nice. Thank you so much for that. Moving on to the TTM. Amar did a great job. Very engaging topics and seamless delivery. What could have been, what we could improve on is that you could engage with the speaker after a speech. Like you can maybe connect it before transitioning to the next topic. That will make it more interesting and lively. So apart from this, I think the speeches were all great and the evaluations all have already been given and the tagging also did a wonderful job. All in all, a wonderful meeting. Is there something missed out? Alright, so with that I would like to hand over to the TMOD.
Thank you, General Evaluator and the team for that detailed evaluation. So, at the interest of time, maybe I'll hand over the stage back to our President. Yeah.
Sorry, just had to sort out the voting responses. And while I have your attention, I would like to ask you, please vote. I've shared the voting link in both the members group and the guest group. So how many of you have voted till now? Please, I need a show of hands. The rest of you, like 5 or 6 people are there, please take out the time to vote. And yeah, so we've had a wonderful meeting so far, and I think we have all successfully learned today about the value of personal branding, the ABCD principles of personal branding. Can anybody else, not you sir, but can anybody else state them for me?
Appearance.
Only one. Okay, next. Behavior, communication, and digital. Great. And what other very important word did we learn today? Narratives. Correct. And that's very important for us. We need to all know what kind of narrative we are setting and understand the narratives other people are setting. And now I'm getting all the points. Rebellion quickly note it down. So, and this is a very important, I think, a lesson that we have all taken from here today. And I hope that we can use this personal branding lesson to shine in different departments later on. And so also a little business matter that the renewal season is coming, is actually ongoing at the moment. So I would encourage all of you. I think a lot of you haven't renewed, right? I mean, I haven't myself, I have to do it now. But quick show of hands, how many of you have renewed your memberships? Oh, okay. So I think all of us, the rest of us, we need to start renewing our memberships, and let's try to get that done by the next week. So I'll try to reach out to each of you, and then we'll try to get this process running, and we'll finish up our renewals by next week or latest week or week after that. But we need to try and finish it all up. So how are we on the certificates? Still giving sure. So there are no guests today. So anybody who would like to share
By 15th, we are having a renewal of 20 members. We have a power of 20 award for club.
Okay,
that is today.
Oh God.
If you are anyway going to renew, the 15th or
Today is the latest.
Today is the
What is the offer?
we will get power of 20 award for club.
We have 6 people already renewed. I think
For
5 people.
power of 10 or power of 20. If you are 10 renewed by today, we will get power of 10 award for the club. And similarly, power of 20 if 20 are renewed by
So let's do 10 renewals today. We have 10 people who have not renewed. Let's get that sorted. Okay. So we have the results. Thank you so much. best auxiliary role taker. And this of course covers the tag team, so the timer, the grammarian and the arc counter. And so I am very glad to announce that the best auxiliary role taker for today's meeting is Toastmaster Juhi. Please. I'll just take a photo of the different members today.
Yeah. Done.
Now we have best evaluator. So our evaluators for today were Toastmaster Alok, Dustin and no. I just have to just take
I was surprised.
it was written, but Alok, Dustin and Lalita. So congratulations to Toastmaster Lalita. Now I will be listing everybody who has is in the role. Please don't worry. Okay, now we have best role taker. So that's of course the presiding officer, the TMOD and the general evaluator. I would like to congratulate, and my vote went for Toastmaster Suresh. And now we have the best speaker. So, best speaker we had Toastmaster Mansa, Toastmaster Teja and Toastmaster Sudhish. And I would like to congratulate Toastmaster Sudhish for giving it was a wonderful, very inspiring speech. And now finally, we have the best table topic speaker. And this is it's too many people, 8 or 9 people it wasn't. And I would like to congratulate Toastmaster Mansa.
Wow.
Right then, and so I think most of it is wrapped up. So now I would like to declare 393 Toastmasters meeting adjourned. And so we could all grab
One information about the entry. So every week we will have the entry pass created and shared in the members group. For the guest amount we will be sharing one-on-one. You can refer the members group in the WhatsApp